Andrew, real question, man. What's going on in the world? I want you, I think this is a good way to start the episode. Our listeners out there, there's no source of truth. There's news coming left and right saying the election's fake. It's not this. We've got coronavirus all over the place. We got a Georgia runoff. No one knows anything. For the average human, I feel for them because there's just so much noise out there. So let's start with the election. Andrew, please make sense of this for me, for anybody listening. What's going on?
It is very painful, Zach. The Republicans have identified a strategy that's actually working for them politically, even though it's not going to change anything in the end, but it's changing a lot in the interim in a very painful way, where I saw something that said 50% of Republicans don't think this election was fair. And they've been leveling accusations that have been completely baseless and groundless and have no legal foundation. They just bring lawsuits. They get tossed out. In a lot of these environments, there were Republicans who were definitely in the room counting votes, but also in some cases running the whole process. And they're looking up saying, like, why are you accusing me of fraud? I mean, there was a recount in Georgia, just confirmed it, that Georgia went for Joe. So this is a loser legally. It's a loser on Jan 20 when Joe becomes the new rightful occupant of the White House. But it turns out, and this is bad for all of us, it's a winner politically. It's a winner that there are all of these Republican voters who are very passionate about the fact that Trump somehow still should be the president and that this election was not free and fair. And that's going to have negative effects for years. It's like if you can't trust something like a vote count that's been reported by every major media organization, what's left to trust?
Here's what I thought I'd do. I'd try to put in some kind of here's what we know, here's what's happened, like factually. And I want to talk about someone who's controversial, Tucker Carlson, who, for context on Tucker, he says some things and does some things I really disagree with and do not like at all. But he was really fair to us on the trail. I think he was fair to a lot of candidates. And there are times he covers stuff that no one's touching, which I do respect. So this is what seems to have happened. Sidney Powell, who's one of Trump's attorneys, has done a whole bunch of press conferences with Rudy Giuliani right behind her, sweating his hair dye all over his face or whatever. She has claimed that, quote, communist money is being funneled, quote, communist money, end quote, is being funneled through Venezuela and Cuba to interfere with our elections. And is quoted saying that the voting software tracking votes broke because of the landslide victory and so many votes coming in for Donald Trump that it broke. And which I want to put in context. This is the President of the United States lawyer right now has made an accusation of, in my opinion, I don't think this is an opinion. This is the greatest, that if it's true, would be the greatest crime in American history. Like literally a stolen election. Tucker Carlson said, literally, that's a major accusation. And he comes out there, Tucker, far right, says, I'll let you come on my show, but we have asked you 1,000,000 times for evidence. And he's gotten nothing, received nothing.
Yeah, they have zero. And it's painful watching them fabricate various versions of reality. And it's even more painful seeing millions of Americans say, yeah. Right. The fact that Trump now is broken with Fox and now is saying go to Newsmax and One America News Network. I mean, holy cow. I had to look up Newsmax. I had to be like, what, like, do they have cable coverage? Like, is this a cable channel? Is this all digital? Is this like a...
It's dark, man. And Tucker is saying this is, if there's no proof, this is nonsense and he needs to stop. And that was my point, where if Tucker's doing it, guys, like, wake the hell up. This is just fake. This is literally the mind fuck, pardon my French.
It's working, too. That's the tough part.
It's working well.
The mind fuck is working.